Gamer family, I just adore it when Three Houses decides to immediately open up with story and catch me off guard.
There aren't bridges that big in Elmira, that's for sure.
The Great Bridge of Murden is in sight. Beyond it, the Empire.
What do you know? There aren't bridges that big in Elmira, that's for
Whoa,
sure.
Sierra's actually participating in the story. I literally just noticed. That's crazy.
How unsettling. There are bridges in the southern part of Erdelia territory, but nothing like this.
Are you telling me you've never
It's
seen
the
the Great
most
Bridge of
strategic
Murden?
location in that area to move a large
Wait, it's
army
literally not
across the Aramed
possible.
River.
On your
The
way
Empire
to the
will
Battle
hold
of
on to
Eagle
it
and
at all
Lion, you
costs,
cross
so
the
expect
bridge.
tough defenses.
You're right. The enemy's guard should be down. So let's end this quickly before they have a chance to retaliate.
I'm back to
You're in
playing
command,
Fire Emblem
Teach.
Fates.
Do whatever it takes to win. Well, other than sacrificing the lives of our allies for the sake of victory, try to avoid that. Let's get moving. We're counting on you, my friend.
Don't tempt me. You know what, Claude? Just because you said that, I'm actually going to get somebody killed. Just because you said that, Claude, I will kill people. I will kill people. I will become a cold-blooded murderer just because you said that to me. I will teach you a lesson, Mr. Regan. Bruh. Ignatz. Bruh. Bruh. I'm not gonna say it beforehand because I'm so confident in you. You're an idiot.
I failed.
What do you mean? Bruh. Okay. The Great Bridge Coup.
Sight set on the Imperial capital, the Alliance army chooses to march through the territory of House Gloucester, supporters of the Empire.
That's sexy
Under
water.
the command of Nardell, the retainer of House Regan, the defensive forces of Houses Regan and Daphne draw out the Gloucester troops. Thus, the Alliance army can continue its march toward the Great Bridge of Murden and cross the Aramid River, which separates the Alliance and the Empire.
Ugh. Oh, a bad Fates map and a bad Three Houses map. That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy? Oh, that's crazy.
I was crazy once.
They put me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? That's crazy once. Okay, let's start with nobody selected. Who am I killing? Flane, Linhart, Yuri, and Seth. Those are the people I'm gonna kill. Because Claude told me not to kill people. And I am going to spite him and kill people! I can't, like, kill Petra or anything. Because, like... I don't want to be able to do her supports. So, like... You know... Whee! Okay, I'm done. I'm done spinning.
That symbol. It's an enemy raid.
This is another map that I head to the south end.
Send a messenger to Acheron
I don't typically
immediately.
like heading
If
south
we're
in this
quick,
game,
we might be able to pull off a pincer attack.
but this is one that
They
I
say
do.
the enemy general, Ladislava, is among Edelgard's
Huh.
most trusted. Let's see what she's got.
Hopefully enough to
Our goal
kill
is to take down
Linhardt,
Ladislava and
Flame,
gain control of
Seth.
the bridge. Let's go.
I don't need them alive for anything, do I? I'm gonna make sure I don't need them alive for something. I don't know. They probably just retreat. But Linhardt doesn't. He dies. So does Yuri. They die. But I won't like get locked out of Marianne or Claude's paralogs by letting them die, right? Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Anyways,
Guide me well.
oh, there's an archer. Awesome, Hog.
Onward.
I'm awake.
And with
Shall we?
y'all serving as distractions, I just have like Claude go kill people without the enemy even noticing. Because they're too busy killing you all.
At the ready.
Like this, see? Oh. It's okay like that.
What's my strategy?
And I'll prepare to
Leave it to
move
me.
my units all in the south because all the enemies are going to be attacked. I mean, not the southeast, because all my fodder is in the east. I mean, the west. I'm not directionally challenged.
Just my luck to be born in such a dismal time.
Remember, Claude, you did this. Okay, Seth has not died yet.
You think we'll let you...
Have I earned no reprieve?
I don't know what reprieve even means. So I'm gonna say no.
Neither do I.
You should Google it. Okay, Seth is still alive with 1 HP. Come on, people, just die! Yuri is alive with 1 HP. And Flame.
So it means cancel or postpone the punishment of someone, especially someone condemned to death. A cancellation or postponement of a punishment.
No, you haven't. Not Ferdinand. Why did I say Ferdinand?
We'll ally
Seth.
ourselves with the Imperial soldiers.
Thanks for making your way here.
That random schmuck would be Lorenz, except this is a route where Lorenz doesn't hate me. Yeah, Raphael, you're not good against armor units. Maple, don't look at me. I wasn't calling you, I was just telling you not to look at me, Maple. You're a silly dog. You think I'm calling you? I just want you not to look at me. Lay down at my feet. My feet are cold. I could use a puppy to warm my feet. No, don't go upstairs.
Acheron,
This is actually very chaotic.
Acheron, if he's going to support
Oh,
the
whoops.
Empire, no need to hold back. He's nothing but a nuisance, even to the Alliance.
I will leave this area to the reinforcements, and then I will swing around to provide support from the south.
Yeah, this is a bad map to sacrifice units on. I'm gonna be honest. It's too hectic.
I have lived.
There we go. Seth's dead. Hi, Maple. I'm done petting you. Yuri is fully healed. What? Maple! Maple! Maple? Why are you doing this? Hi. Hi. Hi there! Hello! Hi! Hi, you're a cutie! Yeah, you are! You're cute! But what are you doing, you cute creature of death? Oh. Yeah, you saw that on the camera, YouTube. Maple's, like, attacking me with love. Yeah, Maple, you attacked me with love and kindness. In your pretty little face.
As they say, if you can't beat them, join them.
What are you doing? Just lay down at my feet.
Did it again.
No, don't bother me. Lay down at my feet. There's the difference. You know what lay down means, don't you? If you don't, you should learn what it means. Because your human doesn't want to pet you. That's me. I don't want to pet you.
Looks like we can capture this fortress quickly if we take...
Yeah, I know Claude. I know Claude von Regan. I know Khaled von Regan. Obviously, Claude's not his actual name, it's Khaled. It's not actually said in this game. It's Khaled. But is Von Regan actually his last name? I don't know. Like, would his full name be...
I guess we'll never know.
Would his full name be Khaled von Regan? Or is it Khaled then an Elmyran last name? Did he just take the von Regan last name as he moved to Fodlan like he took Claude?
There's more to be done.
That's an interesting question, actually. Yeah, get gambited on, Ferdinand von Eyre. Get gambitten on. I'm gonna gambit your bit. I'm gonna gambite your ass. Oh, got it. Yeah, bite your ass. Sexually. Regrets. I've made a few.
I can't retreat. Even if it costs me my life, I've got to protect
But
the
then
Great
again,
Village.
too few to mention. My friend, I've said it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. The reason why I'm rewinding there, YouTube, is because I can kill both of them in one turn if they're able to actually attack me. And the problem is, I didn't know, I couldn't see their inventory, so I didn't know if like, Ladislava had like a hand axe or something. He has those here. I did it my way.
What's my strategy?
Leave it to me.
Okay. I'm under siege. Hide in the fortress.
Let's make this quick. There's more to be done.
I say hide in the fortress. I have no... Okay, I actually do have one person hiding. There's 2 bosses left, and they should hopefully self-destruct into Claude.
Even if I die...
Yeah, they've self-destructed into Claude, giving me the victory.
I doubt they're an enemy we could win against twice.
Cool. That was easy. That was easy, YouTube. Very, very That actually makes a noise. Very easy. If I open my jaw wide enough, I actually can fit the mic in my mouth. Wow. I have a big mouth.
I was prepared for bloodshed, but that was more than expected. I guess I'm still not used to this.
Even our enemies were fighting for their own cause. They held out without fleeing until the bitter end. Yes, we can't afford to stall here.
Now it's on me to return to Alliance territory and convince those lords to join us. Lawrence, would you return home for the time being and lay the groundwork with your father?
Fine. After all, this is for the Alliance. Or rather, for all of Fodlan.
Don't give us attitude, Lauren.
Territories, I ask that you return to your houses and spread the word about the current situation. Until we finish our preparations, Judith and the Knights will do everything in their power to defend the Great Bridge.
That's a casual way to dole out such a deadly mission, boy.
Do you object?
Just who do you think I am? I won't let the Empire pass this way, even if it costs me my life.
Too bad you're not allowed to die. Fight like your life depends on it, but flee if you're ever truly in danger.
A tall order, as always. I'll use my best discretion, Claude.
I'll stay here too. The only ones I'd be going home to are my little sis and my grandpa.
Are you sure you don't want to see your sister? It may be a while before you can return home again.
But if I see her, I may not want to come back. So I'll wait till I'm done here.
Actually, I'd like for you to come with me, Teach, to help negotiate with the lords. They're followers of the Church of Seros, after all. It'll make things easier if we have someone there to speak on Rhea's behalf. All right, everyone. Let's meet back at the monastery next month. Good luck out there.
Is that you, kiddo?
I have returned, Nardell.
Oh, Master Claude, it's you. I mistook you for one of the local children. My apologies.
It seems you have adjusted to your work here. Our recent strategy was successful, thanks to you.
I was a bit concerned when House Goneril's army intervened from the east.
Count Gloucester must have requested reinforcements from them.
Yes, and they have that young general who won some acclaim from his battles in Almyra. Regardless, they showed no signs of seriously wishing to attack us, and merely fulfilled their obligations to House Gloucester. Now then, who is this handsome fella?
This is my professor, who I asked to join me at the Roundtable Conference. Teach, this is Nardell, that retainer Judith was talking about.
How polite. I've heard good things about you from Master Claude.
As you can see, he wasn't born in Fodlan. Still, trust me when I say he is highly capable.
True! In fact, my capability is my only redeeming quality. I hope you'll continue to look after Master Claude, Professor.
Okay. Sure.
Why isn't he in Heroes yet? Watch my comment there of aged poorly and him have been added to Heroes by the time this video releases. Like, I'd actually unironically be awesome.
Part 2, Verdant Wind.
Like,
Great tree
I'd
moon.
actually be kind of delighted.
Blood of the eagle and lion.
Hippity hoppity, your life is now my
Now in
property.
control of the Great Bridge of Murder.
That actually worked.
The Alliance army invades the Imperial territories.
That was actually clever.
In response, the Imperial army garrisons soldiers at Fort Mercius.
That was actually a clever one. Hippity hoppity, your life is. See, it's only funny if I keep repeating it non-stop. Bruh! My life will not be your property!
All of that went about as well as it could have. Each lord has agreed to provide us with soldiers and supplies.
I'm impressed you were able to convince all of those scattered nobles to help us. I thought they would quarrel about how much support they should each provide. That's what they usually do.
Well, Count Gloucester took the initiative in taking on responsibilities. I presume that was because you spoke with him in advance, Lawrence.
I merely explained the situation at hand. Then my father simply followed your lead, Claude. It was because you had the professor there to represent Lady Rhea. My father is a pious follower of the Church of Seros.
I don't doubt it. I wasn't under the delusion that it was my personal charm that unified everyone. Thanks for that, by the way. I hope you don't feel like I used you, because I sort of used you. I appreciate that. We don't
Yeah,
have
like,
time to
just
be
don't
picky about
mention
our
it.
methods.
I don't like being used
But be
in
honest,
that way.
you're
I
having a
like
hard
being
time
used in
adjusting
other
to your
ways
new role,
instead.
aren't you?
I mean,
You weren't even a follower of Seros
what?
to
I said
begin with.
nothing
And somehow
like
you've ended
that.
up as a representative of the church. I realize that you might feel guilty about deceiving the believers for our cause. But this is just what the Archbishop wanted. She's the highest authority in the church. Besides, as wielder of the sword of the Creator, it's undeniable that you're special. I think you should be more confident in yourself and use your position to the fullest.
I
have
am
news.
special.
Our enemy is gathering troops at Fort Mercius. Their army is immense, likely led by a renowned general, or perhaps even...
Well now, that would be interesting. If we can defeat the Emperor, then the Empire will collapse.
There's something else. An unidentified army has approached the Great Bridge of Murden. They passed through the Davenport
UFO?
and Gloucester territories from the northwest with incredible speed. They're raising the banner of House Blathid. Perhaps they are the remnants of the Fargus royal family. From what we could tell, they posed no threat to the citizens of the Alliance, and so we refrained from engaging them in needless combat.
Maybe they hope to fight against the Empire to avenge their fallen prince. And what about the bridge itself?
Obviously, we wouldn't let them pass without receiving envoys first. We thought they may try to force their way through. We considered firing warning arrows, but they left immediately, heading east.
Are they intending to use one of the bridges in Ordelia territory?
Most likely. But the Imperial Army still controls those bridges. I can't imagine what they intend to do in the Empire, even if they do manage to break through.
I'm reluctant to ease up on our surveillance, but it would be difficult to track them there. For now, let's assume they're just troops belonging to the Old Kingdom. In any case, we should proceed with caution. Soon we'll be entering Empire territory ourselves. If our enemies are going to intercept us with an attack, it will probably be at Gronder Field. How fitting that it was the site of the Battle of the Eagle and Lion 5 years ago.
Stop your nostalgia! Okay, this is where we're gonna... Oh. Cool.
My secret is hard work.
This is where we're gonna cut YouTube. Actually... Bruh. Oh wait, let's actually test Cyril. No, you're not Cyril. He's Cyril. If you fail again, I will... I didn't need to come up with a threat. You didn't fail again. Okay, gamers! Okay, was that right? Yes, I was! Oh, I'm so sexy and smart and
Gronder Field
amazing.
should be around here, right? But it's so foggy. Even if there were enemies here, we'd never know it. I recall the terrain from the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, but without the ability to see the enemy's formation.
Our enemies are subject to the same conditions. We'll just have to wait for the fog to clear up.
Speaking of enemies, what do you think became of those unidentified troops? Any follow-up reports?
We haven't heard anything since. If they were headed this way... Well, I'd like to avoid being caught by surprise, but we can't make use of our scouts because of this fog. It's hard to predict this fight. There's no way to know what will happen. Of course, the morale of our allies would be crushed if we let them see us shaking in our boots. Your guidance is going to be crucial, Teach, now more than ever. Do whatever it takes to lead us to victory.
To lead us to victory, I'm gonna need some pancakes. And like a gallon of Alka-Seltzer. Anyways.
What? A gallon of Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah. You heard
Also,
me.
Alex,
Hmm?
your name on Discord, you need to play Undertale.
Oh.
Even my
Thank you,
wisdom
Seth.
could not conquer.
Yeah.
Don't
Dan's
tell them what it
name
is. Don't
is-
tell them what it is. Thanks to one of my teachers, I've discovered my new favorite copy pasta. Yeah, one of my teachers. And once I get into the map, I will say it. And hopefully, YouTube, you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Have you read it all yet, Seth?
I don't think so.
Great. So anyways, I actually have a story. So, I come home a lot of weekends, not every weekend though. Last weekend, me and James were watching an improv show of one of our collective friends, one of our choir friends. You know, it was a good time, James was like, oh yeah, I actually gotta go back to my hometown. He technically doesn't live in the same town as me. He lives one town over, but he is coming down to this town. He has stuff here. And I was like, I'm not. I'm staying in campus. And then I couldn't get into my apartment.
Oof.
And I was like, and it was late at night, so it's not like, I didn't know about, like, I didn't know, like, there was any phone line that I could call, so I was like, and my roommate was asleep, because he had stuff early in the morning, so I was like, well, I don't want to sleep in the car. I could ask Josh to sleep on his couch, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to drive home. I'm going to drive all the way home so that I actually have a bed. And the dogs, Copper in particular, are so happy. Copper loves when I'm home because the puppy's very energetic and Copper's older, so she likes, and that puppy always wants to play. So Copper likes when I'm home because it means I get a protector. Claude's HP is capped. Okay. But I had filming for one of my classes the next morning, so I left before anybody even really woke up in my house as well. So I kind of was just there and back really fast, and Copper was sad by that. That made Copper sad. But this weekend, I'm actually here, and Copper's happy about that. Okay. Listen up. I know the shit you've been saying behind my back. You think I'm stupid. You think I'm immature. You think I'm malformed, pathetic excuse for a font. Well, think again, nerdhole. Because I'm Comic Sans! And I'm the best thing to happen to typography since Johannes fucking Gutenberg. You don't like that your coworker used me on the know about stealing her yogurt from the break room fridge? You don't like that I'm all over your sister-in-law's blog? You don't like that I'm on the side from that new Thai place? You think I'm pedestrian and tacky? Guess the fuck what? Picasso. We don't all have 73 weights of stick up my ass. Helvetica sitting in our 17-inch MacBook Pros. Sorry, the entire world can't be done in stark Euro trash Swiss type. Sorry, some people like to have fun. Sorry I'm standing in the way of your minimalist, Bauhaus-esque fascist snooze fest. Maybe sometime you should take off your black turtleneck, stop compulsively adjusting your Tumblr theme, and lighten the fuck up for once. 'Tis the season. People love me. Why? Because I'm fun. I'm the life of the party. I bring levity to the situation. Need something to blow off a heartless message about restroom etiquette? Slam! There I am. Need to spice up the directions to your graduation party? Wham! There again. Need to convey your fun-loving, approachable nature on your business website? Smack like daffodils in the motherfucking spring. When people need to kick back, have fun, and party, I will be there. Unlike your pathetic fonts. Well, Gotham is at the science fair. I'm banging the prom queen behind the wood shop. While Avenir is practicing the clarinet, I'm shredding Rain and Blood on my double-neck Stratocaster. While Universe is refilling his allergy prescriptions, I'm racing my tricked-out nitrous-laden Honda Civic against Tokyo gangsters who will kill me if I don't cross the finish line first. I am a sans serif Superman, and my only kryptonite is pretentious buzzkills like you. It doesn't matter what you think. You know why, Jagoff? Because I'm famous. And I am on every major operating system since Microsoft fucking bombed. I'm your signs, I'm your browsers, I'm in your instant messengers. I'm not just a font, I am a force of motherfucking nature, and I will not rest until every uptight, armchair, typographic cockhat like you is surrounded by my lovable comic book inspired sans serif badassery. Enough of this bullshit. I'm gonna get hammered with papyrus.
Ending makes that too funny to think about Stan Pirates from Undertale.
So, does Undertale just have characters named after fonts?
2 of them. Actually 3. And one of them's not even technically in the game.
What's the third one?
One of them's mentioned. One of them's named WD Gaster, and the WD is short for Wingdings, and he speaks in Wingdings. He's actually a scary character. He's actually, like, one of the most mysterious characters in the entire game.
See, YouTube? So my Discord name, as Seth hinted at, my Discord username is actually, Comic Sans right now.
And then with Sans, the reason why it's so funny is because he's actually a comic. He's a comedian. So, Comic Sans. And then there's just Papyrus, who speaks in all caps.
Of course.
But yeah.
I love
Did you actually know that? Did you actually know that sans serif fonts are specifically used on highways? Because they're more readable from a far distance.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I agree.
Yeah.
If we check my channel, I imagine most of the fonts I use are actually sans serif. Serif fonts to me look a lot fancier. Sans serif fonts to me look slicker. Yeah, I'm seeing almost entirely sans serif. Or stylized.
Yeah, that's because... Yeah.
I either use heavily stylized, like my D&D videos use a highly stylized font. But most things...
Yeah, because serif, in general, serif is mainly used for, like, important documents, like medical documents,
it looks
and, like,
way
script.
fancier.
Yeah, it's very calligraphic.
I used to actually put episode names on my thumbnails for Fire Emblem. Shadows of Valentia actually used a serif font.
Huh.
Yeah. And guess what? It's a little hard to read.
They use an actual word.
It's worth noting, YouTube. I am a font. I'm a font head. Sometimes when I'm bored, I go to font websites just to download new fonts. I find it addicting to get new fonts. Now, I'm not gonna spend like $200 on a font. God no. I have enough money to irresponsibly buy Doctor Who and Fire Emblem stuff, but not to irresponsibly buy fonts.
Let's make this quick.
But I love fonts. I find them so interesting.
My orders?
So that copy pasta, I find it so fun. It mentions so many fonts. I just wish it named Times New Roman. That would have brought it to me full circle.
With Papyrus.
Mounted units, advance.
I hate Papyrus. It is probably my least favorite font. So that final line of "I'm gonna get hammered with Papyrus" kills me. Like you probably heard, I was struggling to keep a straight face when I said that final line.
Once you play Undertale, I think you'll have a different opinion about Papyrus.
Nah, Papyrus is and will always be a bad font.
Oof.
And no game, no matter how catchy the music, will change that opinion.
Yeah, I think you just pissed off the entire Undertale fandom.
I'm not talking about Papyrus as a character Undertale fandom. I'm talking about Papyrus the font, which is the ugliest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. There's very few fonts that actually look worse than Papyrus. If you really are wondering, if you don't know what the Papyrus font looks like, YouTube, do a Google search.
It looks like all caps. It's either that one or Roboto. Or, no, not Roboto, Orbit.
Orbit?
What is it called? Wait, hold on.
I don't think Orbit's a bad font. It definitely isn't Roboto. I like Roboto. It's not amazing, though. Orbit.
No, not Roboto.
Orbit font. Orbit font.
Arial is just it's just there.
Yeah, Orbit's a nice font. It's not the best. It's very curvy. If you get sexually turned on by fonts, you probably like Orbit quite a bit.
I think if Ariel was a character, Ariel would just like.
Thank you for ignoring what I just said.
You are welcome. I was gonna say what the hell?
What does it achieve?
Yeah, the Papyrus font is so ugly.
Wait, hold on. I want to go through all of these fonts and see what they're all like as
You
characters.
weren't even listening, but I'm not gonna budge.
Poppins.
No.
That's
No.
not
No.
what I've seen before.
No. 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 Avatar. James Cameron's Avatar uses Papyrus font as the logo font. Or at least a version of it.
Let's see.
No.
Source.
Why? Why would you really? Why? For one of the most prestigious, expensive visual films, would you use Papyrus?
Wait, is Papyrus an option on Google Docs?
Yes.
Gosh dang it, no it's not.
It's not?
No, it's not showing it.
It should be.
Unless I need to put it in all caps.
You might have to go to the new font, the more fonts option to actually get it to pull up.
Paprika?
That's...
There's a font called Paprika?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I think we as humanity need to be better with naming things.
Why? What's wrong with Paprika?
Because it's the name of a pepper. It's the name of a, like, spice.
So? You have issues with everyone named after spices? Do you not like the Spice Girls?
Do you know anyone by the name of Paprika?
Not by paprika, no. But other spices, yeah. Cinnamon's a
What
name.
other spices?
I mean, I find cinnamon to be a little bit of a tacky name, but it is a name that parents name their children.
And what other spices?
Ginger is actually a common name.
That one's a good one.
Yeah.
And there's just oxygen.
I'm gonna spite you. Let's look up a list of spices.
Lobster, that's literally Red Lobster's font.
A list of the 27 essential spices to cooking.
Oh no, wait, it's not Orbit.
Yes, Your Highness.
It's Orbitron.
That's your order, then I'll go.
That I don't like.
I'll look it up in a second, but I need to say this
Highness,
first.
You die. So close.
Fuck you, Seth. I'm naming my child Dillseed just to spite you.
I'll take you all.
What did you
Hold
say
on,
it was
what's
called?
spice?
Orbitron?
Yeah. It's the space-looking one. The one that you literally cannot use on anything else other than fantasy writing.
That's another pretty curvy font. People who are sexually
Yeah.
attracted to fonts. Orbitron. There's gotta be someone.
Imagine naming your kid Salt.
I think they'd be a little salty about that.
I fight for my lord to the death.
Or Allspice.
Or cloves.
Or Apple Pie Spice.
There's a lot of spices that would make a good name for a child, but there's also a lot that would not. I think
I'm
that's
gonna
the
name my
point.
child. I'm gonna name my child Back of the Yard's Garlic Pepper. Or Bay Leaf.
That one's not as terrible.
No, it's spelled B-A-Y space L-E-A-F. Or I'll just straight up name my child Bloody Mary Mate.
What?
Nope. Never mind.
Stop, presses. Let's not name children after spices. Let's name them after fonts. Back to how we started this conversation. We name them after fonts.
I'm gonna name my child Orbitron.
Nice.
Or Didact Gothic.
Nice. I'm gonna name my kid. Okay, let's open up Photoshop.
Or I'll just name my kid Permanent Marker.
That is a font. That is a font. Yeah. I've seen that font before.
Or Black Ops 1.
You can do that, yeah.
To think I'd meet my...
Oh, Lorenz, of course you died. Yes, YouTube, I'm getting a little distracted from the point of this video. And it's because fonts are more fun.
I'll name my child Press Start. Let's see.
What am I gonna name my child, YouTube?
Watch and learn.
Maybe I'll change the font of the episode number for this episode's thumbnail if I remember correctly.
Just sans serif.
The Comic Sans, obviously. Duh. Okay.
Only my child rock.
Test for font. That's the text I'm going to test all these fonts on. I'm using the episode 40 thumbnail. Let's, just so that I have a consistent color, let's enlarge Linhart so that I have the white background on the text. Okay. Cardiff's actually kind of a cool font. Do I hate Alder?
Marvel?
No, Alder I don't love, but I don't hate it.
Too easy.
Megrim, that is not a font you can use.
I know what I'll name my child. Blade Runner movie font. I haven't used it for anything as of now. I just have it installed because it's a sexy font. It turns me on. I mean, what? I'll name my kid E1234. That's a alarm clock, by the way. That's what that font is. It's literally the alarm clock. Like that text. I'll
name my child Caesar Dressing.
That's a font name?
Yep. And it's kind of like the Little Caesars font. I think.
Shall we?
Let me look it up.
I'm here to help.
Actually, no, it's not. But it's kind of like the font of...
I'll name my kid Minecraft Evenings. Minecraft Evenings is
that seriously a font?
At the ready.
Is Minecraft Evenings seriously a font?
Look it up. Or open up Minecraft. You know the giant Minecraft logo text?
Yeah.
Minecraft Evenings. At least that's the recreation font. For my weekly dose of Minecraft Season 3 videos,
Just a scratch.
I actually used the font Minecraft Evenings for the episode names.
My orders?
Quite a fan of it.
Huh.
Yeah. Do not say file. No, I desecrated that thumbnail.
Climate Crisis.
That's a font? Climate Crisis?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really bold.
We'll cover it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, I think I found the Rubik's Cube font.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Rubik Burned.
Interesting. But no, YouTube. I'm not kidding when I say sometimes I literally just go to a font website, and look at fonts that I could possibly consider downloading. I'll tell you my favorite website, in fact, YouTube, for looking at fonts. Yeah, I do it often enough. I have a favorite site. Hey, some of us do have hobbies, YouTube, and mine just happens to be fonts. Okay, that's not true. I have many hobbies. One of them is fonts. Font. Is that the one I like? What's the other one I use? I believe. The two that I really like, I'm not going to pick a favorite between the two of them because they're both actually just awesome. They're both awesome, and I don't want to pick a favorite because they're both sexy. I like 1001fonts.com. What makes 1001fonts.com is you can very easily sort it by whether you want fonts that are only allowed for personal use, free fonts that are only allowed for personal use, or ones that are like, hey, you can use this for free and commercial stuff, and you can do a whole ton of search like that. Defont.com, what makes Defont.com really cool is you can search by specific type. If you want like they have different categories. If you want a fancy Western font, that is a search parameter that you can use on Defont.com. Yeah, YouTube, your 2024 bingo card did not have Alex Studio shouting out font websites, I guarantee it.
Good.
I don't do shout-outs too often. I think the last time I did a shout-out was, the last two websites I shout-outed were triangleattack.com and Fire Emblem World of Dragons. But this time, yup, you heard it here! I shouted out a freaking font website! Two of them, actually, in fact. What do you mean that you can tell I have no personal life, YouTube? Of course I have a personal life. My personal life is being addicted to fonts. Is there something wrong with fonting? Fonting is the modern day equivalent of thrifting.
Huh.
It actually kind of is the what you could actually think of font searching as a digital equivalent to thrifting. I actually don't think that'd be a terrible. That's a terrible way to look at it.
Let's make this quick.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyways, YouTube, this video is already hitting an hour. We're not done this map yet. I might actually delay all the supports that I had planned to do this video to another video because I don't know what I want to do with myself yet. Yeah. Pogger moment. Poggy Pogger boy. Cyril can actually possibly just straight up kill Edelgard? Oh, what the hell? She has distant counter. Okay. Well done. Of course Edelgard can counter at any range.
I knew when next we met, one of our paths would have to come to an end. Your journey ends here, Professor. Forever.
I may not survive.
There's the Claude man. Oh, Edelgard moves now. And Claude actually doesn't kill.
Each other since Garrick Mach. You've grown lovelier than ever, Edelgard.
You're not so unfortunate yourself. And you have the aid of the Professor. Frankly, I'm jealous. Now's the chance for you and the Professor to leave.
I'm afraid I must decline. Even if we left, we'd just have to come right back. Too easy.
I lost. Just as expected, you aren't making my path an easy one.
Oh, did he get critical?
I must retreat for now. We'll meet again on the battlefield.
Even in an ugly battle like this, it's important not to lose heart. We have to take pride in our victory. We did it, Teach. Now we can move forward. To our victory! So, Edelgard retreated. I suppose she lives to
We
be
actually do
defeated
need
another
to
day.
do supports today because I made a massive error. I forgot. I forgore. I don't think you can do supports after chapter 20. So.
I suppose a win is a win, regardless of the circumstance. Some of our allies are injured, but can still fight. We'll just have to accept this outcome and press onward. Still, the battlefield looks awful. And I wonder what became of the Kingdom Army. And Dimitri.
I saw him.
Who? Dimitri?
He was completely different from how I remember him. He looked like a crazed demon while he was fighting. He pursued Edelgard as she retreated, but he didn't get far before he collapsed. I saw him surrounded by Imperial troops and pierced by their spears. I'll never forget it. He deserved a better end.
Dimitri. He went through so much to make it here, only for his efforts to be in vain.
I can't even begin to understand what Dimitri must have been feeling, but there must have been some other way. Why did he have to go like that?
And his vassal, Dedu. Did he fall as well?
I don't know.
Your Highness. Your ambitions are my own now. I will bring you Edelgard's head. I swear it!
Professor, Claude, may I have a moment of your time?
Lysithea, what are you doing up this late? Trouble sleeping? Anyone would be shaken after such a brutal battle. If you're having trouble sleeping, you should drink some warm milk. That's a thing, right?
Must you treat me like a child, simply because I'm awake a bit later than usual? Actually, I can hardly muster any indignation right now. I wanted to tell you that I noticed something odd during that battle.
What was it?
There were some strange mages among the ranks of the Imperial Army. Did you notice them? That's right. I have seen people dressed just like that before. It was a long time ago. House Ardelia was involved in a rebellion that took place within the Empire 18 years ago. After it was quelled, all of the key officials were caught and put to death. The Empire sent replacements, who they used to take control of House Ardelia. Among the people sent by the Empire were mages dressed in black, just like those we saw in battle.
If they're Imperial mages, it makes sense that they would wear the same clothing, right?
Yes, but the mages from back then and today, I do not believe they are from the Adrestian Empire. No. I got the impression that they were from somewhere else. Somewhere completely separate from Fodlan. There's more. Those mages imprisoned the children from my house and performed horrible rituals on them. Blood experiments.
Lysithea, you can't mean... even you?
Yes. All of the others were deemed failures. They all died. And even I... It doesn't matter. The point is that those monsters possess dreadful knowledge and power. I just thought you should know the sort of people who have allied with the Empire.
Blood experiments. Does that remind you of anything, Teach? Exactly. There was that secret group who abducted Flayn and extracted her blood 5 years ago. The people involved back then were Tomas and Monica. Well, I suppose their true names were Solon and Kranya. So, that eerie group has been slithering behind the scenes in the Empire for a while now. Lysithea, thank you for sharing all of that with us. One day we will uncover the truth of who those people really are. We've managed to invade Empire territory and emerge victorious in our first battle. I hope to maintain our momentum and push onward to Enbar, the Imperial capital. Unfortunately, we are not legendary heroes.
Still
in the
cannot
fairy
believe
tale.
that Demetrius
Our
just killed
stamina has
off
limits.
camera.
The longer
Such an
we fight,
insult.
the harder the fight will become. It will take immense effort to secure the supplies and soldiers we need to prevail.
Boy, you better not be saying this is as far as we go.
Of course not. However, the road ahead leads deep into enemy territory. It'll be a difficult journey, strewn with hardship. I can't guarantee that we'll make it out alive. If anyone wants to leave, now is the time to do it.
I shall accompany you to the very end. After all, someone must step up to take leadership should you fall.
I'm coming. The future of my village depends on this. Besides, I have to protect the professor. For Captain Gerald.
I'm not going anywhere. Because of the Empire, my little sis can't live in peace.
We can't leave the future of Fodlan to others. I'm sure that everyone here feels the same.
The Knights of Seros are prepared to keep fighting the Empire until we rescue Lady Rhea.
That would have been Seth
I
if he
feel the
wasn't
same
dead.
as the Knights. I've got to rescue Lady Rhea no matter what.
So, what? We're all supposed to take turns saying we'll do our best until the very end? And what about you, Marianne? What will you do? I'll fight too. Fine. Fine. I suppose I'll tag along too, until the bitter end.
It's an honor to keep fighting alongside such stalwart allies. Right, Teach? Hey now, when you put it that way, it almost sounds like you're just praising yourself. All right. Now that I know where each of you stands, I'm going to return to Alliance territory for a while. I intend to report this victory to the Alliance Lords and draw out even more support from them. Our next battle will be even more challenging, so brace yourselves for that.
I should write to my brother. He'll want to hear about our victory.
Your brother, Lord Holst? How is he these days?
Oh, he's doing great. I even got a letter from him before the last battle. He wanted to come and join our fight too.
What's this? Lord Holst come here? That would be a most reassuring development.
Sadly, it sounds like my father was against the idea. They want him to stay in case they need to fight the Almirans.
Their logic is sound, though it is vexing that the Alliance's greatest general cannot join us on the front lines.
We should be glad that Holst is staying behind.
Game oversight. There is no reason why Holst
Imperial
shouldn't
forces won't
be a
try to
playable
launch a
character.
surprise
Same with
attack from the
Judith.
Old Kingdom territory.
If you have something you need to talk to my brother about, I'd be happy to send a letter.
No, that's okay. I'm just glad to hear he's doing well. Please send him my regards.
Okay, I'm really quickly gonna add up months, to know things.
Part 2. Verdant
Yeah.
Wind.
Yeah.
Heartstring Moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Golden
Yeah.
Scheme.
Yeah. 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 And I am gonna lessen the amount of supports this video
To secure
because
reinforcements from Alliance Lords. Meanwhile,
Okay.
the Imperial Army continues to tighten
still
its
wanna make
defenses
good
at
support
Fort Mercius
progress.
in anticipation of an attack on the Imperial capital.
Yeah, there we go. That seems fine to me. Yeah. That seems good. 4 supports, 4 times. That's about 12 minutes, yeah. 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 Copper. What's that look for? Ah, now that a support's left it up.
Our objective is Enbar, the Imperial
more?
capital. But our greatest obstacle lies before that.
And what's that?
Fort Mercius. If we can't pass through, we won't be able to reach Enbar.
Fort Mercius, the impregnable fortress, or so it's called.
If I recall correctly, it's sometimes referred to as the Stubborn Old General.
It is a massive fortress that was constructed to protect the Imperial capital.
The Imperial army we defeated has withdrawn to Enbar. Fort Mercius should be short on soldiers for now.
Yes, it would be good to finish up here before more enemy reinforcements arrive. The only real question is what our fearless leader intends to do.
Sorry for the delay, everyone. Those mewling lords kept me from leaving for quite some time.
So, were you able to secure additional reinforcements?
It's gonna have to wait until next month. It doesn't look like they can afford to keep supporting us at present.
Then what should we do about Fort Mercius? Do you plan on waiting around?
No. If we wait until next month, the enemy will have bolstered their defenses. That said, the prevailing theory is that you need triple your enemy's forces to take a fortress with a frontal assault.
Right. That's what we were taught at the academy.
I just made things simpler. I just moved the paralogs to next
It's
video.
renowned
'Cause
for
I'm
its
not
strong
smart.
defenses.
Our current army isn't nearly strong enough. What to do?
Whatever you do, just don't ask us to scale those huge walls. We'd end up dead when they hurl rocks down at us.
Yeah, no thanks. If only someone would open up the gates for us from the inside.
Unfortunately, we don't have any spies in there. Wait a minute. I've got it. We sneak in, stir up confusion, and open the gates ourselves to let our allies in.
Right, that's what I was saying all along.
Right, nice one, Hilda. But how do you propose we go about sneaking in?
Disguises? If we dress up like Imperial soldiers, maybe they'll think we're allies and let us in. Do you really think they'd just open the gates for us? I'd be pretty dumbfounded if that worked.
No, she's onto something. It's a good idea, Hilda. We just need to refine it a bit, and we'll be in there before we know it.
Really? Go me!
What is your definition of refining the idea? I know your go-to strategy is nausea-inducing poison, but...
Oh, I maybe ate too much. My stomach hurts.
Raphael, why are you eating meat during a war council?
So, fearless leader, I'm guessing you're going to keep the crucial parts of your scheme under wraps until the time comes, aren't you?
You know me so well, Judith. Whether we like it or not, this war puts a damper on all of our spirits. What's wrong with trying to have a little fun every now and again? Just leave the details to me.
Well, if we really quickly just take a look at recommended level there. Yeah. Everyone's past that quite a bit. Yeah, so we'll actually probably do the paralogs next video, YouTube. That wasn't what I was originally planning, but it should work quite fine. It should be fine. It shouldn't cause any issues. It just means I forgot that the two N-bar maps are back-to-back. They're in the same month, which means I'll just have to do supports in between. Maybe I won't do paralogs next video. I haven't fully decided. Maybe we won't. I need to make sure they're both still going to be available. But though they're both still available, I'll do them after chapter 20, maybe. I don't know for sure yet. I haven't decided for sure, but they're probably going to be next video. Yeah. Anyways, I say we finish off the Byleth supports.
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead. I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay? I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time. I believe I've mentioned that House Ordelia was, at one time, being controlled by people from the Empire. During that time, strange people, mages perhaps, came and performed rituals on all the youth within my family. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children
Oh yeah,
died,
Ryoma.
till
One
the
round
only one
combat,
left
kill your
was
father.
me. You know, my hair wasn't always this
Oh,
color.
you failed.
During their experiments,
Let's
they'd
dance
been
you so
doing
that you
things
can
with my
try
blood.
again.
One morning, I awoke like this. A shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most, perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass. It's not like what's been done to me can be undone. Professor, the only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crests.
Crest like made no difference gameplay
sound
wise,
resolved.
bro. It doesn't
I'll
matter.
allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's the last one.
I see. By any means necessary, then. Before the war's end. I'm covered, but just to be safe, I need you to check on my mother and Kupala. Still following me, huh? We have got to work on those manners, pal. Unless you really meant that bit about protecting me. That's where my mom was born and raised. I pay a spy money I don't have to keep an eye on the place. Whether I'm above the dirt or below it. It's up to me to make sure my stepmother can't get to my mom. No doubt about it. She's been honing her crazy plans lately. All because I've taken to fighting at your side. She thinks I'm making a name for myself before my glorious return to House Albrecht. Being delusional is her sport. There's little advantage to her going after my mom, but she's unpredictable. Gotta stay vigilant. Guess I haven't talked about her. After her and my pop split, she returned home. Where she's from, it's kind of an odd place. You know the folks who live in the mountains of the Alliance? Guessing that's a no. Few do. Imagine a place with no influence to speak of. Nestled in the mountains on the Almiran border. That's Kupala. Well, they're not mountain goats. And it's not like they never interact with the Lords of the Alliance. They're incredibly isolated, though. Even their trade relations are remarkably limited. Doubt that'll change. The land lacks resources worth fighting over. Probably for the best, honestly. Oh, but back to my mom. She was different. An exception to the rule in Kupala. She left the mountains, was rescued by my dad, and fell madly in love with him. That goddess of yours is one cruel minx. So if that's the destiny she gave him, wouldn't surprise me a bit. My birth helped matters, but only a little.
She kind of is cruel.
Where she belonged. My
Yeah.
dad was in a tough spot. He was obligated to marry a fellow noble and produce a fitting heir. Nobody'd want to live out their days where they're utterly unwelcome. So my mom returned to Kupala. Then it happened. I was enrolled in the Officers' Academy at Garrick Mach, and everything changed. During my enrollment examination, they discovered that I bear the major crest of Chevalier. My dad decided to resist his family's wishes and make me the head of the house after I graduated. Thing is, the truth of my special crest was kept a secret by decree of the church. He couldn't tell anyone about my prized bloodline, so I was forced to step down as the legitimate heir. It was for the best. My crest was inherited from mountain folk who prefer to keep to themselves. Imagine what would happen to Kupala if it got out. We both know it would destroy their way of life. Too true. I'm guessing the church thought my crest would cause trouble in Fodlan. But don't get me wrong. No matter what life's thrown at me, I'm no victim. Like I've said, I prefer it this way. I've got to be free. Even if things were different, I'd still choose this life. But I can't let my mother and her people pay the price for keeping peace in Fodlan. Wouldn't be right. All I can do is make a name for myself in battle and secure enough power to protect them. Failure isn't an option.
Of course, there's glare right on the screen there. And then we'll do some Claude supports. By some, I mean two. Yeah. So next video will be Paralogs, YouTube, and then the video after that we'll do supports in the middle of the video.
Land of plenty. Bless us with the gift of delicious food.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's just you, Lawrence.
I was disturbed by your ridiculous blather. Must you recite it quite so loudly? And can you even call that nonsense poetry when it is utterly ignorant of rhyme and meter?
Ouch! You don't hold back, do you? I didn't know you were so particular about poetry. Ha! Maybe you have a secret poetry collection of your own hidden somewhere.
That's absurd. Where did you hear that? And just what was that poem about? It seemed to me that you were praising the land. But is it not the goddess who nurtures the land? Should your praise not go to her instead?
Of course you zero in on that detail. You really are a Fodlan noble through and through.
Certainly. Aren't you?
I'm not quite the same, no. Though noble blood flows within me, it can't change who I am at heart.
Pardon? I think you had best clarify.
Listen, Lawrence, you had ambitions of becoming the Alliance's ruler, didn't you? Would you like to try that for real? If you really want it, I wouldn't mind giving up my position.
What's this all of a sudden? That is not an offer to be made in jest.
I'm not joking around. I've been thinking it for a while now. I originally thought you were like a fox drawn in by the deer of the Alliance. But I was wrong. You're no thoughtless predator. You're trying to properly train the deer around you. Isn't that right?
That is my intention. But the ambition is insufficient. To rule well, a certain temperament is required. When we first met, I mistrusted you a great deal, and on my father's advice, I observed you closely. That is why I can say this for certain. You possess the qualities necessary to govern.
A compliment? From you? That's about as rare as a deer standing on its hind legs and doing a jig.
Merely a statement of fact, one that is quite relevant to the future of the Alliance.
The future of the Alliance, huh? You really are devoted to your cause.
Depending on your actions, I may yet see fit to seize your position for myself. Bear that in mind.
I welcome the idea. It means I can feel safe vanishing whenever I see fit.
Vanishing? Do not tell me you intend to die in this conflict. You cannot shape the future if you do not live to see it.
Ha! First you compliment me, and now you're worrying about me? What have you done with the real Lawrence? No, I'm not going to die. I'm tougher than I look. Besides, this war isn't just for the Alliance anymore. It's going to decide the fate of all Fodlan. It would be cruel to leave you with the burden of uniting all of Fodlan by yourself, don't you think?
Burden? Please. If there were none other suitable, I would gladly become a king. Or even an emperor.
Well, well. I guess I shouldn't take Lawrence of the famous House Gloucester so lightly. Really, though. Don't you go dying on me either, Lawrence. We're going to need men like you in the age to come.
The same to you, Claude. A world without you would be ever so dull.
A world without him would be normal. A world with him is barely different. Like, for real. Bro. To end out, let's hear some epic Petra moments.
Hey, Petra. Are you there?
Yes. What is your need?
Oh, I didn't actually think you'd be here.
You think I am not here, but you were calling for me.
It seemed best to call out as soon as I arrived. I can never tell when you're here, and it wouldn't be good for my heart if you just dropped in from out of nowhere.
When I was arriving, I called out for Claude, too. I was thinking it would give me joy if you were here.
Is that a fact? I'm honored. Anyway, I see you beat me here today. Say, Petra, wouldn't it be great if, no matter how bad the war gets, at least this place stayed peaceful?
Yes, I think so. I like this tree. It gives me calmness.
I like this tree too. It feels like it's always welcoming and reliable.
But when the war has ended, I must be leaving this tree. I must be returning to Bridget. Claude, my grandfather has been saying I must find a husband of Fodlan.
Whoa, where did that come from? You sly minx, have you been searching for a suitor all this time?
If Fodlan and Bridget become bound by marriage, it will give my grandfather great joy.
Well, you are a princess, so it makes sense that you have obligations.
I am not having an obligation. I will only be marrying if I find a good person.
So, you just need to find a man who meets your expectations. That could be tricky.
No, I will be finding one. It will not be a problem.
Oh? And who's the lucky fellow?
It is my secret. I will not be telling him yet.
I see. Do you think he can give you the kind of future you deserve?
I am not knowing about the future. But my perfect husband could be him. And if he gives refusal, I will be tying him up and dragging him home.
Tie up? Well, I'm sure the lucky man will learn to accept his fate one way or another. Besides, I doubt any man would reject a proposal from a catch like you.
Gamer family. Gamer family. Gamer family. This is the end of the video, gamer family. You know, the outro just isn't as much fun when the mic is like right by me, so I don't have to talk loud. So I'm gonna move it back over here like how it used to be for Engage. Actually, for Engage, I feel like it was even further away from my face. I haven't done a thumbnail image yet. Gamer family. Gamer family. Gamer family. This is the end of the video. This is where it ends. Yahoo!